The economic freedom fighters issued a statement noting that the Speaker of Parliament, Baleka Mbete, has referred the party's Deputy President, Floyd Shivambu, to Disciplinary Committee of Parliament. This is in the light of comments made by Shivambu to the ANC MPs in a debate in Parliament, where he said that President Jacob Zuma will arrest and kill them, and that Zwane and Rooyen were appointed by the Guptas. Shivambo will be the very first MP to face a disciplinary committee under Parliament's new rules. So joining us now to talk a little bit about this is EFF spokesperson Mosebenzi. Good to have you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's an absolute pleasure. All right, so to begin at the I suppose after all is said and done, Floyd is refusing to withdraw those statements.
Yes, I mean, you would know that the Constitution, as well as the Powers and Privileges Act, affords members of Parliament a certain privilege of absolute freedom of speech inside the House. And that is because the discourse or that is expected to take place there, we're supposed to speak fearlessly, we're supposed to interrogate things. I mean, these days, you would find freedom of speech in a taxi rank than you would in Parliament, because of such instances where during a debate you point out that part of the trends in post-colonial societies is people who are presidents and whose decisions don't get challenged get used to that, and they continue to become so dictatorial that they're willing to kill to stay in power. And also that we know for a fact that Mr. Rooyen was a Gupta appointee. That has become a fact, because it's not something that we say, it's something that members of Zuma's cabinet, some of which have been fired, obviously, say.
Let's look at the rules, though, of Parliament. So, I mean, there were new rules that were adopted, and one of the rules, which obviously is the rule that they're looking at, that they are saying that Mr. Shivambo has broken, it's that the committee must investigate any alleged misconduct by a member, and that's what they are abiding by. So, you know, I mean, is your argument still valid?
There. I'm saying to you that this is during a debate. What does the Constitution say? You cannot be arrested, you cannot be taken on any legal suit for the things that you say in Parliament. It's both in the Constitution as well as in the Powers and Immunities and Privileges of Members of Parliament Act. You can't be chastised. Otherwise, we would be scared to speak because we would be taken to disciplinary committees or we would be arrested. So that particular injunction is suspended inside the House, and you can't be taken to DC. Otherwise, if that happens, if people say things that the Speaker or Zuma is uncomfortable with, they'll just be taken to DC. The very reason why, I mean, they are just demonstrating that the Deputy President of the EFF is correct, because that's what he's cautioning about. The same comments are what he's been taken to DC for. And if they are real, the logic that he's trying to caution all of us about is precisely that.
Yeah, but bringing in. Okay, I understand you've explained the issue of Rooyen, you've explained Zwane, but I think maybe what's also at the center of this is that alleging or saying that President Zuma would kill his colleagues. You know, that, I mean, surely you see the harshness in that.
Of course, that's what we believe.
And you believe that?
You have to come back. That's what happens in Parliament. They've got more time to speak than all of us. They have to come back and counter the argument. Remember that what you are seeing now are just isolations of 2 sentences from a broader speech. He's making a projection that if we do not remove this guy from the lessons of post-colonial societies, both in the continent and in the Caribbean, is that these people become so comfortable that they're willing to do everything in power, everything to stay in power, including killing. So he's making a projection that what would begin to follow is that he would kill his critics, firstly within the ANC, and then come for the rest of us in society. While making that projection, a proper debater comes back and makes a counter-proposal or a counter-argument. You don't take me to DC.
Yeah. You also, and you have, I mean, you've been very vocal about the Speaker of Parliament and always saying that her job is not to be fair, it's to protect the President.
And that's precisely what has happened.
Are you still feeling this way? I mean, would you like to see her removed? Is that something that you are obviously campaigning for and would love to see going forward?
The priority at the moment is we have to remove Zuma from office. You know, Zuma broke the Constitution. When he's in the House, he's held accountable and he abides by the rules of members of Parliament. That's what the rules say. And we referred to Baleka Mbete that he has broken his oath of office. He said he had a loan to build in Nkandla, which he didn't. We said, take him to a disciplinary committee in a form of an impeachment process. And she ignored it. A person supposedly breaks a rule during a debate, doesn't beat up anybody, is not breaking the Constitution, is taken to a DC. What is happening there? That's a speaker being unfair.
Yeah. When we look at the EFF, I mean, the EFF have come about and they've become very, very strong in a short amount of time. And I think your projections are that you're going to get even stronger. But I think what you base your party on is a very anti-Zuma stance. And it's whatever it takes to get Zuma out of office is what you say. Whatever he does, you criticize. What happens when Zuma does go? What happens to the EFF? Do you then take another stance and go against the next ANC president? Because that's what President Zuma is saying. He's saying it doesn't matter who's in the position, it's going to get the same criticism.
Only observers who suffer from selective memory would arrive at such a conclusion that the entire project of the EFF is about Zuma. Obviously, at the moment, the ANC policies are encapsulated in a president who is elected and as a person is an executive. If you understand our constitution, that's what he is. He is an institution. He appoints ministers, he approves bills, he takes decisions that affect our daily lives. He has to be a topic. When the ANC was struggling against apartheid, Botha was a topic, de Klerk was a topic. You wouldn't listen to a speech of Mandela without a mention of de Klerk. But only an ignorant or a person that has selective memory would think that's all the ANC was. Even in this case, that would be the case. That's not all we are. When we marched to the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, we didn't talk about Zuma. When we marched to the Chamber of Mines, we didn't talk about Zuma. When we occupy the land, we didn't talk about Zuma. We've got a much broader campaign that is based on economic freedom in our lifetime. And it has nothing, it has to do at the moment with the removal of a corrupt and kleptocratic ANC. Because we believe in a corrupt, free, accountable and democratic state that must lead in the major sectors of the economy and deliver economic emancipation. So at the moment there is a big stumbling block, and at least for now, tactically we have to focus on the removal of Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma broke the Constitution. It's a fact. And we have to inquire as to it's a serious breaking of the Constitution or not. And in our view, he undermined the Constitution seriously. It was actually defeating the ends of justice because it was undermining the efforts of the public protector in removing corruption that happened right at his back door. So, and that is very serious in a country where even a basic service delivery program in a ward is undermined by corruption. So we believe he must go, and so do many South Africans.
All right, let's pause for a sec. We're going to take a quick ad break, and then we're going to come back. We'll continue our discussion over here on Morning Live with Mbuyiseni. If you'd like to write to us at any point, if you've got a question for Mbuyiseni from the EFF, please do write to us at Morning Live SABC, and we'll pose those questions. Stay tuned.